Okay, thoughts for the Proust read-along. I'm not sure how many takers we have, but it's in double figures, which I think in itself is quite something. Um, there are a number of areas to discuss. One is translations. When I started reading Proust, there was sort of there were just two translations really. Um, there was the Scott Moncrief translation, which essentially happened for the most part contemporaneously with Proust actually writing his book. And it is perhaps overly florid, but then retains something of the essence of Proust at that time. So it has its own charm, and it is extraordinary at times. Um, I have read quite a lot of it, but not the whole lot. Um, and that was then updated, I think, in the 1970s by Terence Kilmartin, which is the version I've read most of, which I've read all of more than once, up to the very end. Um, uh, that's the translation that made me love Proust. So so in a sense, I'm tempted to revisit that myself. I think the key thing here is, but since that, there have been more translations. So there's been an update of the Terence Kim Martin one. Then there have been a couple of sort of independent translations. My sense is this is going to be complicated enough. So I think people should just choose which translation to read, and I think it'll be fine. Um, so that's the first thing. Um, the second thing is I don't think we should put pressure on ourselves to read the entire thing, or anyone feels that they should read the entire thing over this time. I'm going to try and read it all. And also, we shouldn't feel as though we have to read it continuously. We can take gaps. There's people have lives, and there are other books they want to read, and we can move back and forth into Proust as and when we want to. But I do think there are certain sort of deadlines that perhaps we should hit. Um, my sense is that we should begin at the first week in February, and try and read. When I say volume one, I don't mean volume one of the three. I mean volume one of the of shorter segments, and we'll talk about in a minute. And try and read that in February. I think the idea is every Saturday I will post my thoughts here, and that will allow for discussion um, in the in the comment threads below, because obviously people can leave comments independently, but then they can reply to comments that I've made. That seems to me the most efficient way of doing it. And if and Twitter doesn't feel right, I'm not going to say anything particularly profound on Twitter, and Facebook is slightly kind of messier. So I will try and make sure everyone gets a link to this somehow. But if you're up for this, I will try and disseminate this link through all the people, because I have been contacted on Twitter and Facebook and here. But from this point on, I think it has to be kind of via this stream. So in terms of not being committed, I think in order to make this a valid exercise, I think that our single deadline should be to get to the end of the section called Swan in Love. So sorry, I'm slightly, but my son is shouting downstairs, calling for his mother. Um, which you may or may not be able to hear. So in a sense, finishing Swan in Love, we have the two great columns, or two of the great columns of Proust. We have childhood, and we have love and jealousy. And even though that's whatever volume you're looking at, it's about 450 pages, which is still quite a lot. without that kind of commitment, it's not really an experience of Proust, being that Proust is on some level about length, as the Bishop said to the actress. Um, so yeah, so I think our deadline for month one should be to the end of Swan in Love, and we should aim for around 100 to 120 pages a week, which doesn't feel too difficult. And the other thing is, if people move ahead, that's fine. There aren't really any spoilers in Proust because there isn't really any plot, so I don't think we have to worry too much about that. Um, so yeah, that's it. I will kick it off kind of officially next Saturday. The date of that is let's have a look. What's the date of next Saturday? Next Saturday is, sorry, I can't. Where are we? It's the 30th. So yes, it's Monday. It's the 1st of February. Next Monday. So how better? What better day can we have for that? And 4 weeks, I think, is great for those 480 pages, whatever it is. Whatever translation you read, I've looked at 3. They're all fairly the same. So yeah, if you're interested, they are the broad outlines. If anyone wants to suggest anything different, I'm very happy to take guidance on this. This is the first time I've done this. So yeah, that's it. I look forward to it enormously. Cheers and have a good weekend.